Welcome to the ITA Net Forum. The ITA Net Forum stands for the Tube 2020 exhibition in Düsseldorf, which had to be cancelled due to Corona. Due to the exhibitor's request and the good number of attending visitors, we, the ITA, have decided to extend this ITA Net Forum event until the 23rd of December to allow everybody to be perfectly present. Today, I would like to talk about the largest market segment of the tube and pipe market, the OCTG products. It is very sad to know that about 61 million persons out from 185 countries are infected by COVID-19. And it is even more sad to realize that by today, the 27th of November, about 1.4 million persons have died with Corona and COVID-19. Now we're experiencing the second wave. And as a consequence, many countries have for the second time decided to lock down major parts of the public and private activities to protect human lives. But that means restrictions in freedom of movement, restrictions of property, and restriction of practicing an occupation. This time, countries try to keep the industrial activities alive and ongoing. But we have to see that the consumption of energy and most industrial goods has fallen apart this year. Major supply and service chains are not working properly anymore. But we have some hope. Some countries start vaccinating for COVID-19 now. As I said, I would like to talk today about oil country tubular goods, representing 51% of the entire world market for tubes and pipes. We have two segments. First, I would like to talk about the oil and gas exploration rigs. You can see that the oil and gas exploration rigs and the number of them is very much corresponding to the oil price. If the oil price is high, you look in the graph, the number of rigs is high. If the oil price is low, the number of rigs goes down. Furthermore, the consumption of OCTG tube and pipe is depending on the number of rigs, certainly, the depth of drilling, and the capacity of the rigs. Now, due to the Corona, the world oil consumption decreased by more than 30% from about 100 million barrels per day to only 70 million barrels per day early this year. This caused a tremendous oversupply of oil. And this is reflected in an oil price collapse of about 60% this year. It went down even to 20 US dollar per barrel. In April 20th, the oil producing countries agreed to reduce the production by about 10 million barrels per day for the months May and June 2020. This helped the oil price to recover, but still the oil price has not reached the level of 50 US dollar per barrel. If you see in this graph the cost of the different countries to produce and pump oil and gas, it becomes quite obvious that an oil price below 40 US dollar per barrel, as we have seen this year for many months, is very critical. As a consequence, the oil exploration industry stopped its drilling activities at such low oil prices. Even the United States, as the largest oil and gas producing country in the world, reduced its horizontal drilling activities by about 26% since March 2020. In consequence, the storages for OCTG tubes and pipes are filling up with drill pipes, joints, tubing, and casings. And the prices were sliding down, not quite as much, but still by 4% for the tube and pipe industry. If we see now the production, we can say that in the first quarter 2020, the world production of welded tubes, smaller 16-inch, went down by 12%. We have to realize that the first quarter figures does not really make the corona effect visible. And we have to wait for the second and third quarter production figures this year. But it is still obvious to see and remarkable to see that China's production dropped by 18%, whereas on the other hand, the United States production was gained about 3%. But this is definitely not only due to the corona pandemic. This is majorly influenced by the trade conflict between the United States and China. Other territories such as Europe, rest of the world, Japan and India has also lost some production volumes, but not as significant as China. Now I would like to touch the second area, the tubes and pipes for oil and gas pipelines. This business is totally different. It is based on project business, planning periods, and high political determinations. Plant workloads are generally not very much loaded, only by 30 to 40%. If we look at the first quarter figures of 2020, the world production of welded tubes for pipelines, larger for 16-inch, down by 23%. Again, we have to realize that the corona effect is already not fully visible in these figures. We will only see that in the second and third quarter figures. We can see that projects are on hold or postponed. And if we see the production, regional production, we can see that the traditional pipeline producers like Japan, Europe, CIS, China, India have really lost tremendous amount of their production. Japan 45%, Europe 35%, CIS 34%. These are dramatic figures. Whereas on the other hand, the United States has gained some 2%. Now, what does that mean? What strategic measures does we have to take? First, I think we have some hope for the corona vaccine. Countries started vaccinating now. Great Britain, we have Russia, we have the United States starting this month, and early next year, Europe and other territories will follow. And we have the improvement, we have the hope that the improvement of the trade conflict between the United States and China will be released due to the new US president-elect. This may stabilize the economic situation in many countries, and this may also create an atmosphere that releases pressure on the industry. If we look at the market, we have two segments, commodity and high-tech. For high-tech, we have some decisive factors such as steel quality. Here, chemistry homogeneity are very important for strip plates as well as for billets. And this may well be a hurdle in a number of regions, and because of the limited availability of appropriate steel quality. Secondly, we have the tube plant infrastructure, such as the sophisticated finishing lines required for OCTG products, and certainly the applied quality assurance systems. That means the industry must take strategic countermeasures to avoid severe consequences. As we have seen, the consumption of pipes for the OCTG market is increasingly volatile. That means that we all have to look for agile management strategies regarding production, customer benefit, process and product quality enhancement, e.g. applying, for example, Industry 4.0 measures. Some tube producers and plant builders as technology suppliers may find business opportunities in this new segment of agile management strategies. Some technology suppliers have already reacted and complemented their product portfolio by digital solutions. Many interesting innovations are presented at this ITA Net Forum and at our ITA conferences, such as the virtual conference we had this year. So there is a lot of threats, also some hope to recover and to overcome this critical situation, which is not only caused by COVID-19, but at the moment, COVID-19 shows the effect and brings the weaknesses even faster to the surface than others. Thank you very much for your attention.